Namaste to everyone. Today I want to share something about the joy of finding, the joy of searching. We all have lost something, as if it appears that we all have lost something, and we all are seeking. And if that seeking, which has to be there if we truly want to find, and we have actually no other option but to find and to seek in this or another life. That's why at times we call ourselves seekers. So, since we seem to have lost, which masters say that it is just a seeming that we have lost, but actually we have not lost. It is just somewhere there, but we don't know where it is to be found, what we are looking, and we don't even know what we are looking for. So, knowing that this is the case and we will be looking, we will be searching. If searching can become joy, then we will have actually fun on the way and adventure on the way, because searching is no more a task which we hate. And even if there are disappointments on the way and we are not really getting anything on the way of searching, because we are in love with searching, seeking, and having this adventure of seeking, then there is no problem. Then all of the things that come on the way, all the disappointments, all the failures, all the struggles, or the difficulties, they can be, like partners in the game. So I want to share an example today. Um, there was a little boy who lost, along with a few friends of his, many balls, cricket balls, in like a big hedge of bushes, because it was a very dense hedge. And where every time they used to play cricket, ultimately with every shot they will lose their balls inside the hedge, and uh, like that they lost many balls. So one day the little boy asked his mother to help with the finding of the balls inside the hedge. And the mother was also very curious, and she said, okay, tomorrow in the morning when the light is really good, sunlight is there, we will go with a long stick and we will try to find all the balls that we can get. They must be there somewhere. So the mother had that certitude that if they have lost it there, we will find it there also. But it's just that we don't look carefully mostly. So the mother went in the morning. The boy remembered that the mother promised, and the mother went with the long stick, and very carefully, like a scientist looks, they started looking. And in that process of looking, there was joy of looking, just seeking. And somehow they were not really, of course, it is joy when you find the first ball, but there was an interest in the process of seeking. There was an interest in looking carefully in the hedges where not many people look very carefully, and that process was joyful. And mother says in one of her anecdotes where she shares that when you take interest in anything that you do, it brings joy, and you want to do it better and better. So just that seeking, you want to do better and better. Just that looking, you want to do better and better. So they started looking and looking, and the looking was joy. The looking was so much joy, looking inside the bushes and looking at all the colors, at times being fooled by red flowers while looking for red balls, like that. And like that, they looked for about an hour and they found 5 balls inside those hedges. And then the process ends here for the day. It was enough of looking and enough of balls. But one thing for sure, that they had lots of joy in the process of looking. So I feel that is what we have to do with our lives. We have to look very carefully, we have to seek very carefully, and the seeking becomes joy. And if we get some little flowers and blossoms on the way, it's joyful. If we don't get, we don't bother much, because the seeking itself is delightful. So mother, I would read something. A wonderful friend once, a very generous friend, gifted me this book called On the Mother by K.R. Srinivas Iyengar. It's a very thick book. This thick, it's like this thick, very beautiful book. One of very generous friends gifted. And I am going to read something from here where the mother talks about how do I know what is my true purpose in my life. And for each one, it's a pressing question. Who is a truly seeker, what is my right place? What is my right place in this creation, manifestation? So mother shares, and this may be also included in the collected works of mother, the words of long ago. The answer to the first question, what is my place in the universal work? So if we are seeker on the path, we can ask this question, what is my place in the universal work? And mother shares, it's a compilation, it's a rephrasing, so it may not be exactly the mother's words. Rephrasing, everyone has a role uniquely his own, which he alone can play to perfection when he is in tune with the infinite within himself. No doubt, most people, forgetting this, are apt to run on false trails, injure themselves, and feel frustrated. But then, it is not all that easy to know what exactly is one's true vocation. In this world, work cannot be avoided. Work indeed is essential. But what is the particular work we shall seek to do? In what spirit shall we do it? Conventional thinking brands some kinds of work as inferior and others as respectable or superior, and different grades of emoluments are attached to these several kinds of work. Not unnaturally, then, men seek less strenuous, less degrading, but more lucrative, more respectable kinds of work. Hence the mad scramble and suicidal competition and rat race in the present day world. There are the fierce pulls of the ego, of the family, and of the ruling fashions of society and the marketplace. In this distracting situation, what we can do is to follow with honesty and goodwill a provisional occupation that will engage our talents and energies, hoping that sooner or later the mist will clear and we will discover or stumble upon our true vocation. So, this is what we have to do. Whatever work that is right now is given to me, I know it is not my true vocation, it is not what I am born for. But right now, I don't know what I am born for. So, whatever is there right now in front of me, he says, what we can do is to follow with honesty and goodwill a provisional occupation. You know it's not your true purpose, but you know that it's right now in front of you. You engage it with it, hoping that mist will clear and we will discover or stumble upon our true vocation. And you do this task that is in front of you with very honesty and sincerity. And the decisive turn comes when not the feeding of the ravenous ego but love of the earth and men is the real motive force behind our actions. So as we grow in consecration to the divine, offer ourselves more and more to the higher work, we see that we are not working for our own selves. There we are not working for the satisfaction of ego, that this work gives me some praise, some admiration, some respect, and that is why I will continue to do this work. So it is not for the feeding of the ravenous ego that we do work, but somehow it feels a right kind of offering of yourself. It is not giving you pleasure. Somehow it's the right kind of work that you have to do. So mother says, now he's using the words of mothers directly, we should never tell ourselves, openly or indirectly, I want to be great, What vocation can I find for myself in order to become great? On the contrary, we should tell ourselves there must certainly be something I can do better than anyone else. Since each one of us is a special mode of manifestation of the divine power, which in its essence is one in all. However humble and modest it may be, this is precisely the thing I should do. This is precisely the thing to which I should devote myself, and in order to find it, I shall observe and analyze my taste, tendencies, and preferences, and I shall do it without pride or excessive humility. Whatever others may think, I shall do it just as I breathe, just as the flowers smell sweet, quite simply, quite naturally, because I cannot do otherwise. So, just like I was sharing this story of mother and boy, and the mother had a natural taste for seeking, for searching. It was an effortless task for her to go in the morning with the boy and to search for the balls. She was not putting effort because that was a natural inclination. So that is where we all can start. All of us have something which is quite natural to us and which is not very sticky, and we are not clinging. We are not wanting respect, we are not wanting pleasure or delight, or we are not seeking any external satisfaction in that work. That work comes naturally to us. All of us have those natural inclinations to which we have to find what are my natural taste and tendencies and natural inclinations, and we have to know that these will be different for different people. Your closest friend may be very good at something, and for that person a natural taste will be something else. But if you follow that closest friend, saying that, oh, I want that company of a friend, you know you may be at times not very true to yourself, because it may be natural to that friend, but it is not natural to you. So at times what happens, even on spiritual path, what we do is that we get glued to company, like, let's do it together, let's do it together. And in that we may not be actually following what is true for you. You may be just doing it for the sake of a friend that you are attached to, whose company you just want. So in time, with lots of experiences, we realize honestly about ourselves what are our natural likings and taste and tendencies. So that is what we have to look within. We have to find out, and it takes time while we find out our natural taste and tendencies. From there we can start, and whatever little work we have in front of us, we can offer ourselves in that with full honesty and sincerity, not wanting anything from that work. Nothing, no satisfaction, no pride and fame and recognition, just offering ourselves in that work, because for the time being that work is in front of me. And slowly, 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 we can be sure that we are guided to our true vocation, our true purpose, like a vast puzzle in which we have a little role to play, and we fit, then ultimately find our true individuality and find our true place. So let us pray that each one of us will have the courage, will have the perseverance to ultimately look carefully, to look very, very sincerely in ourselves. What am I good at? What can I start with? Where ego is not fed. We are not feeding the ego in that vocation. We are just offering ourselves sincerely, honestly in that work, not sticking to people, not sticking to situations even, and giving ourselves wholeheartedly to truth in our life, and just the delight of what comes naturally to us, the joy of seeking, the joy of doing things nicely, the joy of, you know, just living a life which is always better and better each moment. And in that, we can be sure that slowly, 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 we will be led to our true path, true mission in this life. So that is what coming to me today, and hope that helps all of us, because all of us somewhere are looking, where do I fit in? What is my true place in this vast, whole, wide universe? And we all do have a true place, if only we have the perseverance and patience to go through the necessary stages of looking, clearly looking, finding, and being mindful of whatever comes our way. So I'll stop there. Thank you.